Welcome to Consulteer Inc. and Interlink IQ. To conduct a document review utilizing the Water Supply Program under the SQF Module 11.5.1, first check if the document title matches the uploaded file name on the dashboard. In this instance, we do have the same titles as the Water Supply Program. Next, both must have the same document code. For this example, we do have 11.5.1P0. Since this is a template, we indicate the PCQI as the account initials. However, we can customize the code based on the company's initials. For the page number, we use the page XFY format. Ensure that it reflects the current page position and the total page number of the document. Then insert the company logo here, together with the company name, the company address, and enter the designated department. For the originated by section, it can be the food safety, quality assurance, or the quality control personnel of the company. The originator ensures the implementation of the quality management and document control system. Enter the name of the originator, affix the signature, input the position title, and the date originated. For the reviewed by section, it can be the personnel assigned in the Quality Management Department who reviews the drafted document or its revision for accuracy and implementation. Enter the name of the reviewer, affix the signature, input the position title, and the date reviewed. For the approved by section, it must be the person in the C-level management who has approval authority. Enter the name of the approver, affix the signature, input the position title, and the date approved. The revision date is the same as the date originated or drafted by the author. For the effective date, it is the date the document was signed and approved. The publication date is when the document is published for distribution and initiated personnel training. The implementation date is when the document is distributed and personnel training is completed. For the supersedes, put original for the initial issuance of the document. For any revisions, reflect the initial revision date before the current revision. Please be reminded that this section must be properly filled out to be compliant. Now we will focus on the components of the program. First is purpose. The purpose is the implementation of any certification standard or compliance with a regulatory requirement. For this program, it is for implementation with the SQF Module 11 Edition 9 for food manufacturing under Clause 11.5.1. First, to implement SQF 11.5.1.1, adequate supplies of potable water drawn from a known clean source shall be provided for water used as an ingredient during processing operations and for cleaning the premises and equipment. The source of potable water shall be identified as well as on-site storage if applicable and reticulation within the facility. Second, to implement SQF 11.5.1.2, contingency plans shall be in place for instances when the potable water supply is deemed to be contaminated or otherwise inappropriate for use. Third, to implement SQF 11.5.1.3, supplies of hot and cold water shall be provided as required to enable the effective cleaning of the premises and equipment. Fourth, to implement SQF 11.5.1.4, the delivery of water within the premises shall ensure potable water is not contaminated. Testing of the backflow system, where possible, shall be conducted at least annually and records shall be maintained. Fifth, to implement SQF 11.5.1.5, the use of non-potable water shall be controlled such that 1. There is no cross-contamination between potable and non-potable water lines. 2. Non-potable water piping and outlets are clearly identified. And 3. Hoses, taps, and other similar sources of possible contamination are designed to prevent backflow or back-siphonage. And sixth, to implement SQF 11.5.1.6, where water is stored on-site, storage facilities shall be adequately designed, constructed, and routinely cleaned to prevent contamination. The second component of the program is scope. The scope of the program is based on the purpose and serves as a guide in defining and describing the layout of the procedure. It includes source of water supply, emergency plans, and water supply testing. Third is policy. The policies are the rules set by the company as their implementation guide. Potable water or drinking water is safe enough to be consumed by personnel or used with a low risk of harm. And the availability of sufficient supplies of water, both as a processing ingredient and for cleaning purposes, is ensured. Fourth is source of water supply. Potable water supply at the correct temperature and pressure prescribed by applicable legislation has sufficient capacity for all scheduled production needs and meets cleaning and sanitation requirements, which you may refer to 11.2.5. The water supply is adequate for the operations intended and derived from an adequate source. Any water that contacts food, food contact surfaces, or food packaging materials is safe and of adequate sanitary quality. Running water at a suitable temperature and under pressure, as needed, is provided in all areas where required for the processing of food, for the cleaning of equipment, utensils, and food packaging materials, or employee sanitary facilities. In most developed countries, sufficient quantities of potable water are delivered to storage and distribution facilities for operational purposes. In some countries, however, and some regions in developed countries, the potability of municipal water cannot be relied on. Fifth, emergency plans. Under filtration, water will pass through filters of varying compositions like sand, gravel, and charcoal, and pore sizes to remove dissolved particles such as dust, parasites, bacteria, viruses, and chemicals. Under disinfection, after filtration, a disinfectant, for example chlorine or chloramine, is added to kill any remaining parasites, bacteria, and viruses. Sixth is water supply testing. Collection, monitoring, and testing of the water source and water used in the production, which you may refer to PCQI, monitoring water microbiology and quality. Internal monitoring and testing of the water quality and microbiology, which you may refer to water supply monitoring team roster. Test and sample methods are recognized and approved by the government agency or agencies having jurisdiction over the approval of the water source. Analysis of the sample may be performed for the plant by competent commercial laboratories, for example, Environmental Protection Agency and state-certified laboratories. Seventh, responsibilities. The responsibility of the person is indicated. It covers what to perform to comply with the procedure or the policy. For the quality personnel, perform internal monitoring and testing of the water source and water used in the production. Ensure adequate potable water for cleaning requirements. And ensure the availability and effectiveness of the contingency plan for possible potable water contamination. For the senior management, the secure potable water source used in manufacturing. Ensure available potable water is adequate for operational needs. Ensure and verify this policy and procedure is adhered to. And take corrective action to ensure compliance with this policy. Eighth is corrective action. The corrective action is the process of taking appropriate steps to eliminate causes of nonconformities or other undesirable situations. In the event the main water source is deemed contaminated, temporarily change to alternative water sources. Use of backup disinfection plants or spot dosing may be used to correct disinfection system failure within the water supply. Ninth is review quality. The review section serves as guidelines for conducting the annual or periodic review. Water used in manufacturing is from a potable source. Potable water availability is adequate for operational needs. Potable water availability is adequate to meet cleaning requirements. Hot water is available for cleaning purposes. And an emergency or contingency plan is in place and effective for suspected potable water contamination. 10th is reference documents. The reference documents are the set of documents used to implement and monitor a program, policy, or procedure. It includes the Monitoring Water Microbiology and Quality and Water Supply Monitoring Team roster. 11th, references. The reference section is composed of guides utilized to implement the program. Examples are the certification guide, regulations, and other widely accepted scientific journals, research, and the like. It must comply with a standard format citation, which can be based on either MLA, APA, or Chicago style, and update the access date. Lastly, history. The history section is where we can update the program if there are any changes or revisions made in the document. If there is a revision, enter the revision number, followed by the revision date, the description of the change made, the name of the author or the originator, and the title or department of the author or the originator. Thank you for participating in this document review. Content presented are for training purposes only and are based on the interpretation of standards and best practices and must be customized for your intended use. To fully customize your programs, policies, procedures, forms for records, and lessons for training, you may contact Interlink IQ or Consultier Inc. at services@interlinkiq.com or simply call 202-982-3002. For free access, visit interlinkiq.com.